Hello, so today I'm doing a speed build of, well, it's meant to be a Victorian looking house. I don't really know how I feel it turned out. I think it looks alright compared to the other speed builds I've done, but you know what, the sad thing about this is I actually tried. I actually do try with my speed builds, but I'm just not very good. But the thing is, if I try long enough, eventually I will build something decent. It's in my heart, I just know it will happen. So yeah, there we go, my beautiful speed build. But I'm probably not really going to talk too much about it because I say this in every video, there's just no point, you can see what I'm doing. So the difficulty though with saying I don't want to talk about it is that I haven't actually prepared anything else to talk about, but I'm not just going to sit in silence. I'll just make something up. Actually no, I don't need to make something up because I did have a conversation yesterday with my mum. So we live quite far away. She lives in the UK, I live in Texas, so all of our communication really is over FaceTime. And I was chatting to her yesterday, and I think she worries about me because I can't work at the moment until I have my work permit, but my partner is working, so I think she kind of worries that maybe I'm just a bit bored and don't really have anything to do. So yeah, she said to me, so you know, what have you been up to? And I said, well, I'm kind of trying to learn a new skill so that I'm not wasting my time. The new skill being, you know, very, very basic video editing. And she went, oh, that's nice. Why don't you try and learn Japanese? And I thought, the fuck does learning Japanese have to do with what I just said? I don't really get it. But I wouldn't try and learn Japanese because I have this amazing ability to not be able to retain any information when it comes to learning languages. I know this because for the last 7 years I've been trying to learn French, still can't do that. Spanish, I won't even try and go near Spanish because it sounds to me even more complicated than French. Plus, I don't need to learn Spanish. I know all the Spanish I need to know. Dos pina coladas, por favor. That's all I need to know in Spanish if I ever go to Spain. God, I'm such an ignorant little Englander, aren't I? But yeah, I don't really know where the learning Japanese came from. I don't even live in Japan, but bless her, she does try. Although actually, funnily enough, after we had this conversation, and there was no talk of it before, since that conversation yesterday, as of yesterday, I have managed to get myself in a situation where I'm organising a group trip, a friend vacation. So we're going to Japan. I guess maybe Mum inspired me, but to be fair, I would have gone anyway because I proper love Japan. Why I haven't been already, I don't understand, but yeah, I am so excited. It's not for a while, we're not going to go until next year because there's quite a few people to herd around and book things, and if you've ever tried to book like a friend's holiday, it can be a bit of a nightmare, can't it, when you're trying to organise flights and hotels and everyone's got to like pay someone. And luckily we don't really have that much of a problem because the friends we're going with live in the UK and we live in the US, so we'll be getting a different flight, so we can kind of book all that separately, so that makes it nice and easy. But yeah, I think probably one of the reasons why I haven't gone is a terrible excuse, but I really am not a fan of, well, it's not that I'm not a fan of flying, I don't mind flying at all, I just hate long haul flights, and I can't afford the luxury of anything other than just economy, you know, but it's like, I feel so much like a caged hen. I hate it, not being able to move. When, like, my ideal flight time is anything from, like, well, from straight away up until, I would say 6 hours is comfortable for me. Once you get past the 6 hours point, it's just, it's not my cup of matcha. So that might be one of the reasons why I've not gone to Japan. But it is a terrible excuse because it's you shouldn't hold yourself back from doing things you really love just because of what it will take to get there. So yeah, oh wow, that was quite an emotional sentiment, that, wasn't it? A bit deep. But I'm trying to organise it so that we're doing like a tour around Japan. Like, when you live somewhere that's that far away, you don't go to Japan and just go to like Tokyo and that's it. Like, if we're going to Japan, we're fucking having Japan. You know, what's the point in wasting time and just going there just for one destination? Oh, apologies for anyone that has done that, because that's a bit of an insult. But we're basically going to go around Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, just have a look at a few places, because I kind of feel like going somewhere like that is such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity in terms of, like, I'm from Europe, so I've been to quite a lot of countries in Europe, and they're all very unique and they're all very pretty, but it's not that different. We all pretty much, live this, like, it's not a real culture shock. And I've never really been anywhere that is culturally as different. So that's what I'm most excited about, is just seeing a completely different, a difference in culture, really. I think given that I know that I am now going to Japan, I think I probably will take my mum's advice and actually invest some time into learning just some like common phrases. I already know a fair few because I really do love the whole Japanese culture. It's been, quite big for me ever since I was a teenager, and I've spent the last 6 years working for a Japanese company, so I've kind of picked up a few phrases and sayings here and there. So she says it won't be too hard, but yeah, that's kind of my plan, is try and learn a few basics just to get us by. But thankfully, a few of the people I'm going with, they don't speak fluent Japanese, but they probably stand a far better chance of learning it than I do. So that's one saving grace. But yeah, I mean, it's still gonna be another year before we go, so I need to try and find a way to contain myself. My excitement, but even though it is a year away, I do like to plan. When we lived in the UK, we did a road trip around America, and we booked that a year in advance, and I pretty much solidly spent that year, like, I'm one of those people that will go with a full-on agenda, like, this hour we're doing this, as soon as we finish we're doing that. As you can tell, maybe I'm a little bit bossy, possibly. It's only because I want everyone to get the most out of every experience when it comes to travel. So I am thinking already now about even just things to do in the day and putting together some kind of agenda. I'm overly organised when it comes to travelling. So if you are watching this and you've been to Japan, then please let me know what you recommend. As I say, we're planning to do Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka. So if there's anything that you think can't be missed, then please let me know, because yeah, I'm so excited about this. Anyway, a little bit about the video. This is one of the moments where I realised that maybe I was a little bit out of my depth, because so when I do speed builds, I never ever plan. I never plan what it's going to look like. I usually just wing it. I don't really often have much of an idea in my head until I just start building. And the problem with that is that sometimes I feel like I don't really know what to do with open space. I was quite happy with the way the downstairs looked. But when I got to upstairs, I don't really do 4-bedroom houses very often, and it's still, to me, even now, it just looks far too open, so I think maybe I should have made it smaller, or try to be as organised as I am on my trips with The Sims and try and have some kind of plan as to what I'm going to do, because I remember when I was building this, by the time I got to the bedrooms, I kind of felt like I was running out of steam a little bit, and you can usually tell when I'm running out of steam when I try and decorate more than one room at once. Like in the downstairs bit, I was like, okay, do the kitchen, then the bathroom, and really focus on each room, whereas at this point I was kind of running out of steam, and so I was like, fuck it, let's just stick that in there. So yeah, I think that's a lesson learned from now on. Well, I say that, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to plan, but I at least know the lesson of how valuable it would be if I did plan, but probably won't change anything. Anyway, we're getting towards the end of the video now, so I just want to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and that's it. Bye.